Hi, my name's Dylan Herin-Soule with My Point TV, and I recently got a chance to talk with my friend Frank. He's a local Austin actor, and I got to talk with him about the audition process during this time of the pandemic. Check it out.
Hi, my name is Frank Kim, and I'm an actor local to Austin. So since the lockdown happened, we haven't been able to go to in-person auditions. And now what's going on is casting directors will send us notices asking us to record our auditions at home, either from our smartphones or if we have a camera on a camera, and then send in the electronic files so that they can comb through those and make a decision on who they cast. What has been interesting, I guess, about the whole experience is that I think all of us, but particularly actors that either live by themselves or are single, people who don't have family members or roommates to help them, we've had to adapt to how we shoot our auditions. So since we don't have someone there to hold the camera and shoot us, we have to first of all have a tripod, and then we have to set up our own lighting so that our faces are visible so the casting directors can see us. And from there's a whole slew of tips and techniques that I think we've all had to learn and use in order to film these auditions by ourselves in our homes, and then get it ready to send in to a casting director. First, I guess, about 6 months of the lockdown, they dramatically went down, just any auditions in general. I mean, there were a few. I think I had maybe 2 or maybe 3 in the first 6 months of the lockdown. But yeah, regardless, it was just the rate of the auditions dropped. And now, in the last, I guess for 2021, it's definitely picked up. And in the last month, I would say I've had about close to like 10 auditions, which is quite a lot by pandemic standards. I like that because it was challenging to begin with, I feel like I've become a better filmmaker myself, just having to learn how to do, say, 3-point lighting on a subject which is often like a broomstick that I set up, because I can't sit and then also set up the lights at the same time that are supposed to be directed at me. So I've had to learn to do things like, again, to just take a broomstick and put it on a chair so that it simulates where my face would be when I'm standing, and then go to where the lights are and angle all the lights and set them up in the right position so that I'm clear when I'm on camera, and then use the camera to get focus on the broomstick, and then hit record, run around to where the broomstick is now, move all that aside, the chair and the broomstick, and then stand where they were and then do my lines. So just things like that, like understanding how to block an actor who isn't even there, or set up lights from someone who isn't there. All of that has been challenging, but yeah, I feel like I just understand a lot more about what it takes to set up a scene and light it well. Sometimes, because I don't have a scene partner, what I have to do is record all my lines on my phone here, and then hit start and stop at the appropriate moments so that I can intersperse my actual lines that need to be recorded here with the quote-unquote partner's lines. So it requires a bit of a mental gymnastics. Well, on set now they have COVID compliance officers, and they are people that go through a checklist to make sure that the film production is staying as safe as possible at all times. And so it includes things like taking temperature checks at the beginning of every day of shooting, finding out if like who's vaccinated and who's not, taking appropriate precautions, making sure the crew are wearing masks, or that anyone basically who's not in front of the camera, that they're all wearing masks. So there's just more things to think about and more steps to follow on a film set now, but I'm actually amazed at how familiar it all feels. Like when I went back to my first set after the initial part of the lockdown, it was interesting. It was like very familiar and comfortable.